Hello and good morning to one and all, to all my dear students and all the viewers who will be watching this video via the Rockwell Management College YouTube channel. Today's topic for the day is BCG Matrix. So we will be discussing about Boston Consultancy Group's matrix. This is one of the important product portfolio metrics that you'll come across your syllabus. So this is a very important matrix that we're going to discuss, and this is basically a product portfolio matrix done more often by the top level management to decide their corporate strategies. So as we know that we have already covered about many topics concerning our strategic management and entrepreneurial development. So BCG matrix, or the product portfolio matrix, which is also known as growth share matrix, is going to serve as a yardstick for us to understand various things. Let us deep dive into what BCG matrix is all about. So BCG matrix is a product portfolio matrix. So when I'm talking about product portfolio, I'm talking about various products that are offered by a company. As we must be all aware about product line. So giving you an example about product line, let's say we're talking about Indian company, Indian global company, I should say, which is ITC. So ITC has the products they offer are hotels, cigarettes, FMCG goods, and also IT consulting. So this is an example of a product portfolio. That means they have investments in hotels, they have investments in FMCG, and they also have investments in IT industry. Excuse me. So it is a result of long-term strategic planning, and it helps the organization to understand growth opportunities. It helps the organization to understand where it should invest, where there has to be divestment, and where they should discontinue. So BCG matrix serves as a yardstick to the top level management to understand where they need to, where there is an opportunity to grow, where they need to invest more, where they need to disinvest and discontinue their products or services. So BCG matrix is also known as growth share matrix. So why we are going to discuss further. So in the BCG matrix, the matrix is divided into 4 quadrants. Yeah. So there are 4 quadrants in a BCG matrix, and this is based on the analysis of market growth and relative market share. So when I'm talking about market growth, I'm talking about the market as a whole. The market as a whole, how well the market is growing. And when I'm talking about relative market share, I'm talking about the share that our product has in the market. So the vertical axis represents, in the BCG matrix, the vertical axis represents our market growth rate. So and our horizontal axis would represent the market share, the relative market share of our product. So on the basis of these 4 quadrants, there are dogs, question marks or problem child, we have stars, and we have the cash cows. So on the basis of these 4 quadrants, these are the namings that are given to each quadrant. So let's start off with dogs. I hope people who love dogs won't get offended because of this, but nevertheless, as an example of the Boston Consultancy Group matrix, dogs dogs have low market growth. So the market growth of the product in which the market growth as a whole is low. So that means there would be low usage of cash. We would be infusing low cash in the market because the market itself has a very slow growth. And the other characteristic is we have low market share as well. That means when we have low market share, we have low cash generation. The return on investment is low because the return on investment is low. So dogs is a type of market. Dogs is the quadrant where the market growth is very slow and where we have invested very less. So we have low market share. Our products have low market share in this kind of in this quadrant. The next we have is question marks or problem child. So problem child in this quadrant, the market growth is very high. All right, so the market is growing at a very rapid rate. All right, so which implies that there is high cash infusion. That means the market is growing and the company also has put in a lot of money in it. So, and the other thing is, but in the question marks we have low market share. Even though our investment is high, the market share of our product is low. So which will result in low cash generation. That means our return on investment in question mark is very less. The next quadrant is stars. The name itself is stars. So stars are a market which is booming. Stars are a market which is growing and which involves a lot of cash. That means we need to input or the company needs to infuse a lot of cash in it because we have high market share as well. So in the stars quadrant, the market is growing high, the market growth is huge, as well as the market share of our product is huge. So we can say that we are like a market leader because our market share is high, and it generates a lot of cash for the company. So the return on investment on products which comes under stars will give us high return on investment. The last one we have is cash cows, where the market growth is low, the market is grow, maybe the market is stagnant, but we still have a very high share in the market. So when we have high market share, we are still generating a lot of cash from this sort of market. So these are the four quadrants that we have: dogs, question marks, stars, and cash cows. So once the top level management had figured out where do their products fit in on the basis of these four quadrants: dogs, question marks, stars, products. Now it is a time for the top management to understand and take decisions or make strategy accordingly. So dogs, as we already know, the marketing advice for the products falling into dog quadrants would be to remove them from their portfolio as they drain the resources. As we already know, dogs are market with low growth, and we also have low share. That means our cash generation is also low in this case. So the marketing advice or what it indicates to the top level management is we need to remove products that are falling or that come under the dog quadrant, because they drain the resources, as the marketing itself is not growing and we have a very low share in the market. So this serves as a strategic decision for the top level management. Like we discussed yesterday, the corporate level strategy tells us what business we should be in. Correct? So once we have figured out if one of our product falls on the dog quadrant, it would be advisable. It would be wise for the top level management to take the decision so that they refrain from investing in any product that falls under dog quadrant. Next one we have is like we discussed, question mark. Like we already discussed, question mark. Question mark has high growth. The market growth rate in the question mark is high, but we have a low share in that market. So let's say there's a market that is booming. Yeah, let's say the smartphones is a booming market. Is a market where the growth is high. There are new players coming in the market, and people want to purchase phones. So there is a high growth in the market. But let's say I am one of those players where my market share is very low. Alright, that is why the name itself says question mark. That there is still a question whether they will become a star or a dog. Alright, so there is still a question whether the product in the market which has high share, which has low share but high market growth, will become a star or a dog in the near future. So in this, if our product falls in the question mark quadrant, the company requires heavy investment. The company requires to put heavy investment so that the product moves from question mark quadrant to a star quadrant. So they require heavy investment to put them into star quadrant, and this is one of the challenge. The next one, like we've already discussed, those are the products that fall under stars, the quadrant star. So the quadrant star has high market growth. Yeah. So the market growth is high. Let's take for example, very simple example of smartphones. Smartphones market are growing in leaps and bounds, and there are people who are willing to shell out money. The people who there is demand. The demand is as such. The market is growing at a very rapid rate, at a very high rate. And also, if our product falls under stars, what it does is we are going to have high market share. So our product has high market share, and the market growth is high. So what can be done is if our product falls on the star quadrant, we can be a market leader through ongoing investments. Yeah, we can invest money in the market because we know the market is going to increase. The market has a huge demand. The market is increasing, and plus we are one of the we have a big chunk of market share. So we already have customers in the market. So through investment, through improving our products by investing in research and development, by offering better products which would definitely involve infusing more of cash, we can become a market leader if we invest our products which fall under the star quadrant. So the last, meaning this, the products which fall under star quadrant can also help us generate more return on investment. All right. So this will help us. The products that are in the star quadrant will help bring higher return on investment. The last one we have is cash cows. So cash cows, the feature in this quadrant is the cash cows have low market growth rate. The market is somewhat stagnant. It's growing but a very slow rate, negligible rate, but we still have a high market share. So for example, let's say example could be of computers. So when we are talking about computers, it would not be wrong to say people have slowly, the smartphones, the gadgets which are mobile in nature are slowly but steadily replacing the laptops that we use, the desktops that we are using. So it could be a market where there is a growth, but the growth is slow, and we have a high market rate. Meaning we were big players in the market earlier, but since the market is slow, yet we have a high share of that market. So in the cash cow, the simple rule is milk these products as much as possible without killing the cow. So we need to understand that we need to nurture this cash cow. Yeah, like a cow, we need to generate cash from these products. Though the market is slow, yet we have a high market share. That means we still can generate cash out of the market. So we need to understand that we need to milk these products as much as possible without killing the market. So with this explanation, we come to end of the BCG matrix. This is one of the very important matrices that we come to understand. And in terms of strategy development and adoption of strategy, BCG matrix plays a very important role, and it serves as a yardstick it serves as a guidance to the top level management in order to make their corporate strategy as to which business they should be investing in, as to which business they should refrain from investing, which product requires more of investment. So with this BCG matrix, this is a product portfolio matrix, and it will help the top level management to understand the product portfolio, where does the product stand in terms of the 4 quadrants, and it definitely helps the top level management to frame strategies according to where their products are, the products are lying in terms of the 4 quadrants in the BCG matrix. Thank you very much. I hope you guys have a good day, and this is all for today. See you in the next class.